Hey, what's going on everyone? According to a new report from Vulture, it looks like Solo: A Star Wars Story may be a disaster. The outlet posted an interview with an actor who was working on the film for several months. Interestingly enough, this actor was also on board when Phil Lord and Chris Miller were still directing the film and when Ron Howard came on to direct the reshoots. This was a pretty lengthy interview. I'll leave a link to it down in the comments below so you guys can digest the entire article, but I'll run down some of the key points here. Regarding Phil Lord and Chris Miller, the actor claims that the pair were in over their heads and didn't really know what they were doing on a film with a budget of this scale and kind of having to develop and navigate something within the Lucasfilm confines under Kathleen Kennedy. The duo would also demand more than 25 to 30 takes for any given scene, while Ron Howard was much more efficient, only taking about 2 to 3 takes per sequence. It's also said that Ron Howard reshot a lot of the same scenes that Phil Lord and Chris Miller did, but that Ron Howard wasn't able to use entire sets, only parts of the sets, which means that they weren't actually shooting at a wide angle, so they were saving money by using only bits and pieces from sets. In regards to Alden Ehrenreich's performance as the smuggler himself, the actor goes on to state that it was true that Disney did bring on an acting coach to help out, as the actor was struggling with his impersonation and characterization of Harrison Ford's interpretation of Han Solo, and this actually did help out his performance considerably. The interview also goes on to state that this movie is actually being looked at a lot by Disney and Lucasfilm, since The Last Jedi did have somewhat of a disappointing box office. Even though it made over $1 billion, it was seen as a box office underperformance by Disney, and the expectations are very high for Solo to make a good amount of money to kind of mitigate the loss that The Last Jedi had. The actor says, quote, "They have to make good after The Last Jedi didn't make as much money as expected. If they want to keep making Star Wars movies, it has to be good." Disney was also recently in the hot seat over allegedly stealing ideas for the Solo movie posters as they ripped off a French artist. So drop your thoughts down in the comments below. What do you guys make of this interview? Do you think that it's true? Do you think that the Solo movie is in some sort of trouble right now, especially after the mixed reception to Star Wars: The Last Jedi has kind of put a bit of a dampening on the brand, I guess you could say, and it kind of is weird how all eyes are on Han Solo now to make up for it and get fan approval back, even though this is a movie that not really anyone was looking forward to at the time when it was announced, and I think that it hasn't really got a lot of buzz from the trailers. And myself personally, I think that it was honestly just a mistake overall to make a movie about a young Han Solo, because you'd never be able to please anybody with it, whether it was good or not. You'd obviously be making comparisons to Harrison Ford's iconic performance, and really Alden Ehrenreich doesn't really sound anything like Harrison Ford or act like him or really give off the kind of characteristics that you'd think of Han Solo. So who knows how that'll all pan out, but I'm not really looking forward to the movie myself, unfortunately. But like I said, drop your thoughts down in the comments below, and for the latest updates on everything in the Star Wars universe, be sure to subscribe to Hybrid Network. Thank you guys again for checking this video out. If you want to get even more updates from us, check out our social media platforms, our website for news and editorials, and if you want to see our content improve and help us out, donate to us on our Patreon and you can get exclusive rewards.